Hello everyone and welcome to Games Info Station. Today we are going to talk about Trevor from GTA 5. Sit back and relax and we will tell almost everything about Trevor. Trevor's background. The history about Trevor is that he has a very sketchy background, but at some point in his life, Trevor entered the military as a war veteran and an aviator pilot. After his time in the war was over, Trevor met Michael. Both men realized that they had a flair for robbery, so Trevor decided to join Michael on heist jobs. Both became majorly successful in several heist jobs. At some point in time, both men had a falling out, causing a major rift in their friendship. Some believe that it was Michael's deal with the FIB that caused said rift. Trevor's waste of money. By the events of the game, Trevor is living in a filthy, trash-riddled trailer in the desert of Blaine County next to his best friend Ron, a paranoid conspiracy theorist. Because Trevor ended up spending all of the money that he earned during his robbery days, he needs to get back into the deadly game of robbery. His personality. Trevor has been described as a difficult person to deal with, extreme, impetuous, vengeful, psychotic, unhinged, unpredictable, untamed, infamous, and prone to violent outbursts and destructive rampages. In the second trailer he smashed an unknown person's head into a bar counter and was then seen setting a house on fire and walking out of the area without a care in sight. He does everything in an awful and relentless manner, much different from Michael. Although Trevor is this kind of person, he is also honest about it and will never show hypocrisy, and he will also have his own charm along with his own principles, his principles being different from Michael's. But Hauser has confirmed that Trevor may not be all he seems but is still too horrible to be a hero kind. In a famous part of his own trailer he says, "Bring me my coffee or I'm gonna cut your arm off." And here is the clip of it.
About Trevor?
Major drug dealer.
Real hillbilly type shit.
Bring me my coffee, I'm gonna cut your arm off.
Reception. Trevor has had very positive responses from many fans of GTA 5 and professional video game critics about his FCK off personality and extreme behavior. Fans of the series claim Trevor to be a protagonist who you can play and not feel awkward about killing random people. Trevor's grand appearance during the GI demo is considered an unforgettable one and sets up a character nicely. The camera is zoomed in on Trevor's face but then zooms out to show him sitting on the toilet fighting constipation while yelling the famous quote, "I need a fucking midwife for this thing." Dan Hauser's take on Trevor. Trevor appeared to us pretty much out of nowhere as the embodiment of another side of criminality, of freedom, and of doing what you want. If Michael was meant to be the idea of some version of criminal control, or some sort of bourgeois criminal who tries to go straight and gets sucked back in, what about the guy who didn't do that? What about the opposite guy? What about the guy who just says F off every moment, is relentless, doesn't want to stop taking drugs, doesn't want to stop partying, doesn't want to be told no by anyone, and just completely revels in chaos? Trevor was the other side of the GTA coin, I suppose. He's the person who's driven purely by desire, resentment, no thought for tomorrow whatsoever, completely id rather than ego-driven. Constant partying, constant madness. The only thing he doesn't want to do is stop. He wants to keep going and ride it all to the end. Won't take an insult from anybody. Kills without remorse, like a true psychopath, but very sentimental for the right reasons when it suits him. That seemed like another side of the kind of GTA coin or the GTA world, but very rarely as the protagonist. That seemed an interesting guy to have as a protagonist. Very unlike anyone we've had in a game before. If you began to develop him and Michael and their previous relationships, we wanted this feeling where you start off thinking one's good and the other's awful. Then you get spun the other way. Then you get spun back the first way, until you can't decide. We got the fact from gta.wikia.com. Links will be in description. GTA 5 will be a very funny game. Bye everyone and don't forget to subscribe and like. See you next time.